So what if the secret to a lasting relationship isn't about finding the perfect partner, but about building an unbeatable monopoly? I know, it's a pretty radical idea, borrowed from the world of tech billionaires. But today, we're going to break down what it means to create a relationship monopoly.
You've probably heard stuff like this before, right? We see it all the time with celebrity couples, like Anne Hathaway and her husband have this famous 2-week rule. It's their strategy, their little plan to make sure the connection stays strong.
And look, it's not just for famous people. We all have our own little playbooks, don't we? Never go to bed angry. Date night every Friday, no matter what. We're all kind of playing this game of love, and we're all trying our best to win. But here's the big question, the twist. What if all this strategy, all these rules, what if they're a sign that we're playing the wrong game entirely? What if the goal isn't to win at love, but to build something so unique that you're not even on the playing field anymore? So, okay, why do we even need these rules in the first place? Well, it goes deep. It all comes down to our evolutionary wiring. We are just fundamentally hardwired to want security, to know deep down that our partner is in this for the long haul. And that brings us to this core challenge that researchers call commitment problems. It's that nagging uncertainty we can get about a partner's real intentions. And you know how it goes. It can become this awful vicious cycle. You're not sure if they're committed, so you pull back a little, which then makes them pull back, and the whole thing just spirals downwards. So, to fight that uncertainty, we've evolved these really powerful ways to signal that we're serious. Think about it. An expensive gift. It's not really about the price tag, is it? It's a costly, hard-to-fake signal that basically says, hey, I'm invested here. We signal commitment that's conditional, a kind of I'm in as long as you're in deal. Or in the really powerful relationships, we signal that our commitment is truly, totally unconditional. But here is where the game can get incredibly dark. Because these same exact tools that we use to build trust and signal commitment, well, they can be twisted, they can be manipulated, and they can turn a partnership into something deeply, deeply toxic. This quote, wow, it just perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? The feeling of a really damaging relationship, this insane roller coaster of intense highs, and then these crushing lows that somehow you can become addicted to. There's actually a psychological term for this. It's called intermittent reinforcement. And get this, it's the exact same principle that makes slot machines in Vegas so addictive. Because you never know when you're going to get the reward, that kind word, that loving gesture. You're left always hoping, just pulling the lever for the next win. That uncertainty is precisely what gets you hooked. I mean, look at the difference here. It's just night and day. In a healthy relationship, things are pretty clear. Someone loves you, and they act like it. But in a toxic dynamic, you're trapped in this confusing, dizzying cycle of push and pull, constantly second-guessing yourself, and even your own reality. Okay, so if the game of strategic signaling can go so wrong, what's the alternative? This is where we make a huge pivot. We're going to borrow an idea from a very, very different world. The tech investor Peter Thiel, he's famous for asking this one question to find original thinkers. What important truth do very few people agree with you on? And when you take that question and apply it to relationships, it unlocks a totally new way of seeing things. See, Thiel's own contrarian answer is that in business, competition is for losers. The real goal isn't to be a little bit better than the other guy, it's to create something so unique that you have no competition at all. The goal is to build a monopoly. And this table just breaks it down perfectly. The competitive mindset sees the world as a place where value is scarce, something you have to fight for and win. Strategists call this a red ocean because it's bloody with conflict. But the monopoly mindset, it's completely different. It's about being incomparable, about creating brand new value, and finding your own blue ocean, where you're the only one swimming. The key here is understanding two types of progress. So 1 to N is just copying what already works. It's horizontal. Think making more typewriters. But 0 to 1 progress, that's vertical. That's true innovation. That's going from the typewriter to the word processor. It's a leap, and that's how monopolies are built. Okay, so what in the world does all this tech monopoly stuff have to do with our relationships? How can we actually use this idea to build a partnership that's truly unique and, built to last? Right. How do you stop competing for your partner's attention or trying to be better than some alternative and instead start building something remarkable together? Well, the key is to shift your entire mindset away from competing and towards creating. You just stop playing the games. You focus on building a unique, shared world with your partner, A world of inside jokes and shared history and dreams for the future that is so special, the very idea of an alternative partner becomes, well, meaningless. You've created a category of one. Think of it like this. Your relationship's unique culture, the way you are together, that is its proprietary technology. It's the secret sauce that no one else on Earth can possibly replicate. And that's what makes your bond a true monopoly.
So how do we actually escape this competitive mindset in our day-to-day lives? If we're not focusing on enforcing rules and winning arguments, what do we do instead? We're going to need a whole new set of tools. And one of the most powerful tools comes from a pretty unexpected place, the world of criminology. It's a concept called restorative justice. And, to put it simply, instead of focusing on blame and punishment, asking who's wrong here, it asks a different question. How can we repair the harm and move forward together? It's a huge shift from winning a fight to restoring a connection. And this isn't some brand new idea. The philosopher Confucius pointed this out centuries ago. A system that's just based on punishment only teaches people how to avoid getting caught. It doesn't actually build a sense of shared responsibility or mutual respect.
And this really is the heart of building a relationship monopoly. It's not about enforcing rules, it's about creating together. So competing might look like arguing about who does more chores. Creating looks like designing a system together that actually feels fair and works for both of you. Competing is winning the argument about where to go on vacation. Creating is building a new tradition that becomes uniquely yours. It is a creative act, not a competitive one.
So I guess that's the question I want to leave you with. When you look at your own relationships, are your habits designed to compete, to manage threats, to win arguments, to prove you're right? Or are they designed to create, to build a shared world so unique, so valuable, and so truly incomparable that the whole idea of competition just fades away?